Okay, anyone, welcome everyone. Welcome to Monte Carlo or Bust. My name is Dr. H, and we are actually going to go through how to get a crypto wallet. So this show is Wealth with Monte Carlo or Bust is crypto investing strategies for beginners in action. So you actually see them happening. So I'm super excited to bring this to you because there's nothing like this I had before. And as I am getting through the technical side of things, I'm understanding why. As you've already seen, I already dropped my backdrop, and that was before we get to possible, like where we get to the stage where it gets dangerous, I could possibly dox myself. So I'm sure that's going to happen. But anyway, hopefully not for a while. And I know you guys are all good natured and you're not going to be tramping me down and saying, what are you doing with that wallet? Because frankly, rule number one of crypto is it's your money, it's your responsibility. So therefore, if it's my money, it's my responsibility and not yours. But anyway, welcome. I want to add some value to you. Now, this is the Sunday Abundance Show, where I bring you health and wealth principles in the crypto space and beyond. And we focus on wealth principles primarily. But of course, if you don't have health, there's no point in having tons and tons of wealth. So what we've been talking about, we recently covered The Richest Man in Babylon, where I went through the principles of that book, and you can just check out the playlist afterwards, Richest Man in Babylon. And I have 12 videos there that cover all the principles from The Richest Man in Babylon. And I try and make those entertaining as always. As always, it is entertainment, edutainment, education and entertainment, not financial advice or health advice. Okay, whilst I am a practicing chiropractor, I am not your chiropractor unless you are under care with me. But even so, this is purely for edutainment. So this information isn't necessary for you. So check with your financial advisor or your own chiropractor to cover that. Okay, but enough of the silliness. Let's dive in. So today is getting a crypto wallet. So if you're brand new to the space, this is perfect for you. Come on in, take a seat, get the popcorn out. But even if you are a blossoming neophyte like me or a next generation OG, come on in. There are some nuances perhaps you didn't know about. I've only learned about this stuff in the last year or so, and I've been in crypto space now for 3.5 years almost. Okay, and later on we're going to get into the Monte Carlo or Bust wallet. Okay, so let's see what we got next on this slideshow. Okay, as I said, my name is Dr. H. I do have a YouTube channel and X. So if you want to reach out to me, do that via X. If you want to check out my other stuff, see if you like the cut of my jib, then check out DrH, the Cryptopractor. That's at the Cryptopractor, I think. Yeah, at the Cryptopractor. Okay, and then the whole purpose of that is to provide hands-on practical edutainment and simple crypto investing strategies for beginners, blossoming neophytes, and the next generation OGs. So if that makes sense to you, go down below, spank the like, ding the bell to all, and most importantly, if you're already in the crypto space, you want to get people involved, then share this with them. Okay, share this information with them and pump your own bags absolutely for free. I'm doing all the work. My main role, as I mentioned, is crypto. That's my main gig, as I mentioned, is chiropractic. I don't know how to have time to promote, and you guys can help me with that if you're in the crypto space. And through Metcalfe's law, you want to raise the value of your bags by getting more people into exchanging value via crypto rather than exchanging value via fiat. Okay, cool. And let's dive straight on. As already mentioned, I've done the Richest Man in Babylon series. Do check that out. And as always, my guarantee, never financial advice, edutainment only, no crypto coins shilling, no trading course shillings, no crypto coin sponsors or crypto coin affiliate links. All education, I try and provide with as much integrity as possible. It's important to me. I try and do it with minimal external bias. But that said, I do study and hold mostly HEX, and you can't see the others, PLX. So it's PulseX and pulsechain, Pulse, which is the cryptocurrency of pulsechain. Okay, so that's just for your own awareness. Okay, and that said, now disclaimer wise, okay, I want to give it to you more Are you not entertained? There you go, guys. So it doesn't get any clearer than that. Right. Okay. So let's dive straight into the crypto wallet. Now, the idea was I was going to pre-record this, and I do have bits pre-recorded, but I didn't have time to put it all together. However, we are going to dive in and I'm going to deliver what I promised. So if you're brand new to the space, you have some options as far as crypto goes. Okay. And okay. And yeah, okay. You have some options as far as crypto goes. Okay, now we all need an on-ramp in like first world countries. Obviously, the governments have got involved with crypto. They want to get their cut of the action, so they make sure that you register yourself. Now KYC. Once upon a time in the crypto world, you could get away without KYC, and you know some guys that got in a long time ago, they are running around the space and no one knows they're there. But most of us that are coming in under modern times from a first world country, you've got to register yourself with it'll probably be a government regulated on-ramp. So an on-ramp is something that brings money into the space, okay? Or an off-ramp, it's the same thing. You want to bring money in and out of the space. Well, of course, the government wants to see you doing that so they can work out what you owe them. Okay, so that is regulated. And of course, we should pay our taxes because it maintains the roads and keeps all the things good. And we have defense forces to protect us, all that sort of stuff. Whether you agree or don't disagree, but it is, you know, it is what it is. So you need to have an on-ramp or an off-ramp. Now, most of you will have heard of these before. They're things like Kraken, Coinbase, which is the biggest, and so they're basically middlemen. Okay, the first principle of chiropractic, super simply, as you should be able to transact without middlemen getting involved. Okay, and why is that important? Well, when there's a run on crypto, so in other words, when things go downhill quickly or uphill quickly, either people are buying quickly or they're selling quickly. And if that is not to the advantage of that central entity, they will shut off the tap, and it happens all the time. Okay. In other words, they stop you transacting, they lock up your money until after that event has happened, that buying or selling event has happened, and then you're then allowed to buy or sell. But by this stage, you know, you could have lost a lot of money or gained a lot of money, depending on which way the very high rate of volatility is moving. Okay, so that is why, as much as you can, you want to avoid the middlemen. Okay. Okay, so this is okay. All right. So I'm just gonna show you what I mean. Okay. So this is what a centralized exchange or an on-ramp or off-ramp looks like. So for you, it should be a porta potty. All right. You don't want to hang around there. You just want to get in there, do your business, and get out. Some porta potties are more attractive than others. So Kraken and Coinbase are well known. So they may rug you or they may lock up your coins, but in the overall scheme of time, it's going to be in a very short window. So they're safe to use the majority of the time, but you want to get in and get out. And some of those porta potties are much worse. Okay, you probably don't even want to be going in it, frankly, because they can also be scams. You don't ever want to connect your wallet to something that is potentially a scam. So make sure whatever you're going to, it doesn't matter what a rate of interest they're offering. If they're offering a ridiculous rate of interest, the chances that there could be an issue there. As far as the security and safety goes. Okay, so as soon as you've done your business on any central entity, you know, be it well, I guess bridges are centralized, but still as a way to get out of to mitigate the danger of crossing a bridge. So you've got your on ramps and off ramps, so where your bank is connected to, and then once you're out of there, you bring it to a decentralized wallet. So I'm going to show you how to get a decentralized wallet. It costs nothing. It's easy to set up. But again, even with a decentralized wallet, you need to make sure you got the very best information. You got the right URL. You don't want to be going to a decentralized wallet if you're not 100% certain of the URL, because at the end of the day, you're going to be moving your money there. And you know, if you have any doubts at all, just move a little bit. so that later on, once you're more secure and you're happy that it is a legit wallet, you can do more of that. Now, what do I mean by decentralized wallet? Now, all of the centralized exchanges, the on-ramps like Coinbase and Kraken, and in Canada, we have something called NDAX, which is also one. That's the one that I use the most. There's something that I used initially, which was over in England, which was helped me move money in and out of my English bank accounts, and it was called Swissborg. But quite quickly, that actually got cut out by Barclays Bank, to name but a few. That was about 3 years ago. So as soon as the banks realized that their customers were taking money out to these centralized exchange fairly easily, they stopped that. Now, I don't know the ways if there's any English people, British people, I should say, watching now. If you've got any links to ways to move money in and out of British bank accounts, please put it down below. I'd super appreciate that, because although I am a Brit, I am living in North America now. Okay, so as I say, rewinding slightly. So you've got your centralized exchange, and they mostly have wallets attached to them. So you can swap your coins. So you can swap your fiat. And by fiat, for those of you who don't realize, I'm talking about government money. So pounds, dollars, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, whatever it might be. So that is your fiat. Okay, so you want to transfer that into your centralized exchange. So there is a middleman there. It's the potty place. So once you've been on the potty and you change your money from dollars, let's say, to Ethereum, because you want to get into the Ethereum network. Each network has its own coin, and that coin is the gas. That's how gas is paid for. Now, whilst there is no middleman, there are fees. Okay, sometimes the fees are super, super cheap, like on my favorite network, pulsechain, and sometimes it can be horrendously expensive, as a lot of people that hold Hex found out on Ethereum in the last bull run. We were paying $400 to withdraw stakes that had been running for 5 or 6 years, I don't know, that long, 4 years. Okay, so that was horrendous, which is why Pulsechain was formed, given super cheap transaction fees. But enough of that. So that's just to give you a feel for why you would be on a different network, or why you'd use a different network. Of course, Ethereum has the most people on it. It has tons of people on it. Oh, we got some comments in this section now. Hey, Will, nice to see you, sir. Will Stevenson from the DGen Roundtable. Thanks, Will. Nice to see you. And thanks again for sharing as well. Thanks, any of you guys can share from this information. That'd be great. The more it gets out there, the more people come, the more your bags go up, the more YouTube throw this information around, and the more people get educated and don't get wrecked, which is by far and away one of the most important things. Okay, cool banana. Let's shake this up a bit. Okay, so it's just me big. Okay, so we talked about centralized exchanges. You've got your Ethereum now, and as soon as you got that, you want to move it to a decentralized wallet. Now, the cool thing is decentralized wallets don't cost anything. They don't take any fees. Now, the question then becomes, well, how are they making the money? And I have to be honest, I need to look into that a little more. But as a business person, they're obviously making money somehow. They may have arbitrage going on behind the scenes. So in other words, what I mean is they may say the price is for example, if you have Ethereum and or let's keep it simple, you have US dollars or USDC, which is a crypto form of US dollars. You have USDC and you want to buy Ethereum. Maybe you want to buy Ethereum, maybe instead of getting 0.0001, you get in 0.00009, and they're keeping the 0.001, so they keep a small cut. Okay, and indeed, actually, well, later on, I know that the exchanges do, but the centralized exchange is actually the centralized exchange. When you move money in and out, in NDAX, they take $16 straight fee right there. So you've got to make sure you're moving sufficient to bring that overall price down. The centralized exchanges are really good at getting the money in for free into their exchange, but you do need to be careful how much you pay when you take it out. And it can be that different things are more cheaper to take out and more expensive. So, for example, on NDAX, I know they were charging a ton to move Ethereum out. I think at one point it was like $25 to move Ethereum out. But if you move it out as USDC, it was only $5. So you do need to look at the fees, and they do obfuscate. They hide. They tend to hide the. And if anyone can spell that down below in the chat, that'd be great. That word that you poorly tried to pronounce there. But anyway, so be aware of the fees going on and off your ramps. Okay. And the next thing, into the centralized exchanges, so into the decentralized wallet. So you've got your USDC, or you've got your Ethereum. I tend to move Ethereum because I move across the Ethereum network into pulsechain mostly. But let's say I've got my Ethereum network. Now, let me show you. Let's see if I can show you. I just want to make sure I'm not going to dox myself. So if you bear with me a second, chaps and chapasses. Right. I'm just open up another Google window. Actually, I should have my, I've got that already. Cool. Right, I've got my Monte Carlo or bust window here. Right. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Okay, all right. Actually, it looks like I'm on 2 StreamYards. Okay. Right. Okay, at least you can see me on this StreamYards. On the other ones, I'm all blanked out. So, boop, let's get out of there. Leave. Okay, I was just doing a test recording. Okay. Okay, let's get into this then. So we're going to get this one. So getting your crypto wallet. Okay, guys. So how do you start with a crypto wallet, and one that is without a middleman? Okay. Now, this is part of the crypto Monte Carlo or bust series. Okay. Now, the whole premise behind this is that we're going to start with $1,000. Indeed, we have. And just stick with me. I can show you where the wallet is now. All right. I did shoot a bit of film to show you where we are. But basically, we started at $992. Okay. And that was starting all sorts of stuff. We started with $992, okay, in the wallet. And I have got this around about, again, this is not my day job. I probably need another 100 hours to do this as well as I like. But I got about 8 a week. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to share the entire screen, okay, so that you can actually see what's going on, although that ain't great. Boop. Okay, great. Now we're on Google here. Now what this is this is the Monte Carlo or bust tab. And let me just go back a moment. Okay. Right, so this is crypto investing strategies in action for beginners. So what we're looking at here is, can we take our $1,000 and get loads of money and afford to buy something in Monte Carlo? Now, for those who don't know about Monte Carlo, I'm going to give you some hints and tips over the following shows. And come back Sunday at 12. We want to learn some interesting stuff, find out more about crypto, find out more about Monaco. Okay, Monaco is the second smallest country in the world behind Vatican City. Okay, it has around about 43,000 people. It has a massive square kilometerage of 2.4 kilometers. Okay, it's literally 2.4 kilometers wide. So that basically means 1 kilometer by 2 kilometers by 1 kilometer, and that is it. Okay, it has the greatest average gross domestic product in the world at an average value of average value of its citizens is 1.3 million on average, and the GDP is in the region of 140,000. Okay, reasons that you would want to know about Monaco. Well, it is a tax-free haven. Since 1867, Princess Caroline, who sounds like she was a very sharp woman, in the first instance, she opened up the casino called Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is a quarter of Monaco. By quarter, I mean area. In Monaco, they call them quarters or quartier. So it is an area of Monaco. And you may have heard of the casino, which is on the facsimile behind me, okay? The Monte Carlo casino was part of Princess Caroline's plan to bring money into Monte Carlo, okay? So she brought in tourism and gambling. And even today, the biggest output of Monaco is tourism. They make no money from taxes of their people because it's a tax-free place. They make their money through tourism and gambling. Okay, obviously they attract a lot of wealthy people with their tax-free policy. But also, the other thing that's very expensive in Monaco is the cost of real estate. No surprise there. So what we've got there, I don't know if you could see, parking, I'll get rid of myself, parking for sale in the Roman district, 290,000 euros. Okay, 290,000 euros. Let's see what a euro is to a dollar Americano. So let's have a look. Convert. 1 euro is $1 is 0.9 euros. Okay, so in other words, add 10% onto that, and that would be the price in dollars. So let's have a look. Dollars to euros. Let's try and switch that around. Euros to dollars. Boop. Okay. So it's 1,000 euros is $1,073, but that's 230,000. So let's do the price of the parking lot in dollars Americano. Boop. Almost there. So at today's rate, 313,000 US dollars, 313.3 thousand. So 313,229. All right. So $313,000 for a car parking space in Monaco. Okay, and then the Monte Carlo, nice apartment for nice apartment. And I don't know about you, that doesn't look like a horrendously nice apartment, but it will do. 2.12. So to afford that nice two-room apartment, it's not even 2 bedrooms, it's 2 rooms. So I don't know if that's a studio. It's 75 square meters. 75 square meters. What's that in square feet? I don't know. Let's do that conversion. 75 square feet. No, 75 square meters in feet. 807 square feet. My goodness me, that is just a tad larger than my chiropractic practice, which isn't super big. It's 1, 2, 3 normal size rooms, 10 by 10, and all right, a little bit bigger than that. One's 20 by 10 and 2 others 10 by 10 and another 20 by 10, and that's you. So not a lot going on there, and that is 2.1 million dollars. Let's see, sorry, euros. Let's get that one. Right, $2.1 million is, sorry, 2.1 million euros. Okay, well, let me convert that. It needs me to contact them to so that's where the proper exchange. Yeah, well, let's do it. Let's drop one off. Okay, boop, drop a 0 off. There we go, 2.26 million. $2.26 million for that 2-room apartment. Sweet. Okay, but we are on a mission to Monte Carlo or bust, man. So here we go. And as of course, you know, Monte Carlo is well known for its Monte Carlo rally, which goes all across Europe, ending up in Monte Carlo, as well as the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. So there's tons of super interesting stuff. They've got lots of museums. There's history that we're going to go through. So we're going to have a little snippet each week. So do come back and join us. Right, now let's get on to the crypto stuff. Boop. Okay, so this is just a montage of what's been going on lately. So I decided to set up the wallet on the 12th of September. Okay, this is what on the 10th or a few days ago, maybe a week earlier, I'd noticed that I just watched the value of one token, which is related to a lot of other tokens in the ecosystem. So EHEX got pumped like crazy. I saw that going up, and then I decided to start the wallet. I thought it'd be a good time to start because everything seemed to have been at a very, very bottom, and that's where you want to buy when things are highest value possible, and the risk is asymmetric to your favor. Okay, which happens in the bear market. It's unpleasant to buy, super, super unpleasant. Almost vomited when I was buying it because that's how sickened I was. But that made me feel that I was probably buying at the right time. So anyway, this is what was happening with this is just a screenshot. You can see that the little 7-day green candle was all going crazy there. This is Hex on pulsechain, pulsechain PLX 9-inch HOA. So now what happened? One or two things happened because I saw EHEX go shooting up. Okay, so someone either pumped it, and that's someone was either a whale playing games with EHEX to see what would happen when they pumped it. And I have not done any analysis at all. This is pure speculation. People can do the analysis. I don't have time for it. So it went up, shooting up, up to the right. Okay. And then that was followed a day or two later by PHEX, and then the other core Richard Hart coins being Pulse, PulseX. That's the ones I've primarily look at. Now, I jumped on board then with this project. So either there was a whale pumping it, or maybe even this pure, and then after Richard saw EHEX go up, that was banged up by whatever entity it may be. So maybe they were completely separate, those actions, or maybe because EHEX is so light, and because EHEX is the premier, by that I mean the first, because it's the premier hex, but it's light because of the very low liquidity. Loads and loads of liquidity was removed, both when pulsechain was launched, but also later when Richard gave signals that he wasn't going to be supporting EHEX as much as PHEX. A lot more liquidity got removed, so that made it light to move. So maybe the other thing is, if they weren't independent, maybe that was being used as a touch paper. So in other words, it doesn't take so much economic energy to get that moving. Once that gets moving, and people start moving into the other coins because they're linked, because they're kind of pulled along almost like in a magnet effect. Some magnets stronger than others because of the liquidity bonding. Bonding isn't a fixed bond like a covalent bond in chemistry, which is that strong bond that holds diamonds together. It's more like the bonding, the electrical bonding that you have in the electronic bonding in metals moves around, but you know, it's more like the ionic bonding, which is electrical bonding, so they can get pulled apart a little easier, and it varies from one extreme to the other. So anyway, on that note, so maybe it was used as a blue touch paper just to light the ecosystem. You bang up EHEX and those other ones follow. But anyway, regardless of what happened, that was just my observations after this all happened. We started at, we had a wallet with $992 in. It was $1,000 originally, but with the cost of moving across the Ethereum and moving it into pulsechain, there is a fee, and that fee was why we ended up with 992. And now we are at, yeah, I've got the date here. I'm trying to keep it date stamped, but I'm trying not to dox myself. So you've got the 11:37 a.m. and that is today's date. The 13th is 2,515. Now remember, in order to buy my parking lot, all right, we get my parking lot at 290,000 or $313,000. I've got to get a 313,000. I've got to get a 313x, okay, on my coins. Now, what are the coins? You can see they're actually in the top. So this is the Rabby wallet. I'm going to show you guys how to set up a Rabby wallet just very shortly, okay? I just want to show you this so you can kind of see where we end up. I know it's Rabby because in the top corner there, you can see the little blue rabbit. You've got 2,515. That's the total value of the assets in the wallet. Okay. And then, yeah. Okay, that's the total value of the assets in the wallet. Yeah. There you go. There's some other pretty pictures of Monte Carlo. All bust. Okay. So so here we go. We got the assets. Now what you can do is okay. So what we got there is we got the assets in the wallet. Okay. We've got there's two little icons here. This is pulsechain icon. This is Ethereum icon, and it tells you how much you have on each chain. Okay, so if you click on the pulsechain, it will disappear. Sorry, if you click on pulsechain, that actually disappears. And I did have these set up to show you, but it doesn't look like it's on there. That's what I was just clicking back and forth for. But anyway, let me show you how it breaks down. If I click on there, it will show me exactly what is in pulsechain. So it would show me this one here, and this one here. Now, while we're looking, I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't really. At the bottom, you know, you can see something called retard die. Okay, now this is dusting of a scam token. Okay, so there's a scam token and they've just dusted that in amongst all the wallets. Okay, and the reason they do that is they want you to click through. When you click through and you go back and you check it out, it'll have a website address, and they're just trying to convince you to connect your wallet. Okay, so always avoid these, probably hide them if you can. And you often have ones that are, if it's less than $1 or something, it doesn't show it, but it gives you a list of tokens less than $1 or less than, you know, whatever it is. And you click it down in there, you can see them. But this is just what I want you to see. So we've got, this is my coin. Now, most people have heard of Ethereum. Ethereum is the big co-runner with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you can't really do anything with it. You can buy it and you can sell it, and that's about it. With Ethereum, you can actually create coins, you can transact, you can create contracts online, which are immutable. So once a contract's made, can't be changed. So that was revolutionary, a revolutionary coin a couple of years ago. Okay, the trouble is, it becomes so expensive that it's hard to transact on, especially when the gas fees go up. I was looking today, the gas fees are up to 18 gwei. And they were 1 gwei just a couple of weeks ago. But towards the end of the bull market a year ago, they were like 180 gwei, and it was ridiculous to try and transact. Just to transfer a token from one wallet to another was costing $30, $40, $50. Now on pulsechain, and I'm going to do a video on this later, doing exactly the same transaction is 2,000 times cheaper in many cases at the moment. Okay, right now. Okay, so when pulsechain was created, all the hex that was on Ethereum was forked. So in this case, there's forked Ethereum here. and then this is hex here. So the hex, this is hex on Ethereum. Now they are exactly the same contract, the same coin. They have the same functionality. They have the staking mechanism in this is the same, but what you will be getting paid when you stake is different because of a number of factors, which I'll cover in a later series. So what you've got here then is you've got almost 5 times more hex. When I actually not when I did this, and later on, the reason that I've bought 1/2 of the 1,000, I've bought PLS. So it was 500, now it's 668. A quarter of the hex, sorry, a quarter of the money I bought hex on pulsechain or hex forked. Okay, so that's worth 718, and then a quarter I bought eHex, which is now worth like over 1,000. Okay, so obviously it's increased in value from when I bought it a lot more than the other two have. That wasn't by design. I did not know that that was going to happen. I just felt that it was very, very much the bottom of the current dip. Well, I didn't gamble. I just knew there was asymmetric risk that it wasn't. So in other words, if it had gone down a bit more, it wouldn't have been tons more because we've already gone down. Well, it was at 1.98%. And I think it's about 90% now. But because I've DCA'd, I'm just down overall in my bags like 60%. But in this bag, I'm up 250%. So that was refreshing. Okay, it's good for the soul, good for the morale. Okay, guys, right. So that is what I'm doing there. This was a snapshot I took earlier, and I'm going to do some blurring out later. So if you guys caught it now, that's good. Yeah, so when was this? Yeah, that was now. Okay, so this is the other thing, the Rabby wallet. Now, there are various decentralized wallets, okay? MetaMask is the most famous. Rabby wallet I love because it's very simple and because my favorite chain, which is pulsechain, they automatically include all the coins because sometimes you have to put a code in, which is called the network's RPC code to access an exotic chain. What do I mean by that? So Ethereum, all wallets will have Ethereum RPCs already pre-installed, okay, because they know it and love it. And they also probably some way or another, they get some sort of kickback by hosting Ethereum there. Whether it's from the users, just in the fees, or whether there's actually a payment made by the coin user. And a lot of coins pay to be registered on centralized exchanges. Okay, so okay, so this is where we are there with this one. So on here, as I say, on the Rabby wallet, you've got So sorry, that's what I was saying. You got Rabby, you got MetaMask. There's Internet Money. That's another one that I've used. I just prefer Rabby because it seems to be clear and clean. Internet Money is done in a kind of quirky, kind of 80s, 90s graphics, computer graphics kind of way, which I don't know if I like it. And some people will, some people love it, and that's great because they're doing some great work in my community and in other communities as well. All right, now there is a lot of debate as to who is actually truly decentralized. There's a bank which begins with J and ends in GAN, which is said that has controlling shares or interests in MetaMask. So therefore, it's going to be under the wing of a bank. It's annexed, let's say. And I'm not sure how true that is with Rabby or really the other ones. I think Internet Money is it's probably one of the most independent ones. So anyway, you need to do your research. You can do that online, do that in groups. Be careful. Make sure you get onto a real wallet, okay, that has a lot of people saying, yeah, this is good, I've been using it, and you're not getting directed towards some scam wallet. Okay, right. So that's enough of that. Here's a few more Monte Carlo images. I think that's done now. Now we're going to get out of there. and we are going to get actually how do I create this decentralized wallet. Now, the centralized wallet's really easy. Just go to crypto.com, fill in all your details where it says apply. They'll ask for KYC, which means know your customer, for those of you that haven't heard of that before. And it is going to take perhaps 5 days, perhaps 2 weeks to get that up and running. And you need that up and running because you need to be able to take money out of your bank and take it into the crypto space. Now, in second world countries, third world countries, you can walk into stores and you just give them money and they'll get you crypto. If you need to know more about that, perhaps listen to some Randy Halasky stuff. I know in Panama they seem to have that sort of system. I don't know one way or another. I know nothing about it. I just know that it exists. There are individuals as well that have got a ton of crypto, and this is something that you need to be very, very, very careful of. It needs to be someone that you trust and know and love. And sometimes they can obviously, for cash, they can transfer you crypto, or for a payment, they'll transfer you crypto. So, but obviously that's all still declare all of that. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Okay. Right, now let's see how do we actually go about setting up our decentralized wallet. So I'm just going to show you that's where we want to be. Okay, right, now this is my Google instance. So obviously, for those of you who don't know, you don't just have to have one Google browser. You can create multiple Google browsers for different things. So for example, I've got one with my crypto on, I've got one with my chiropractic on. I've got one for my kids, but this one I've got for Monte Carlo. Okay, now this little icon here is the rabbit, and it's locked. I don't want to open it up because it's going to show my public code. I just don't want you guys to see the public code, as I mentioned before, because it just gives me more vectors of attack is the word. So anyway, so here it says Monte Carlo or bust. But here's the thing. You can create another one. What I'm trying to do is make sure I capture these pop-ups, because as I do a normal recording, it doesn't capture the pop-ups. So I can't show you this good stuff. Right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up a new Chrome profile, okay? We're going to continue without an account. Okay, you don't need to have an account. We're going to call it test wallet. Okay, so in your case, it could be gold, loads of money. It could be whatever you want to do. If it is, sometimes you want to set up a wallet which is just for testing things, or people call it degen wallets. I don't like that term. Experimental wallet. So you're an experimental wallet. So let's call it that, as opposed to test. So experimental wallet will be something you're doing a little bit of. Maybe you're trying liquidity providing that. Maybe you're trying staking for the first time. You're not quite sure. Okay, we're going to color it purple. We're going to click done. So I'll go to my experimental wallet here. Okay, now I'm looking for a Rabby. Now I know that Rabby.io is the link. I'll put this link down in the description, so check that out. We go to Rabby.io. Now this is also, if you've already set up a wallet, you're wondering how you set up multiple wallets. This is how you do it. So you need more than one instance on Chrome. Okay, let's just have a look and see what my okay, there we go. So this is what it's going to look like. Actually looks pretty similar to that snapshot I showed you, and this shows you all the different networks that this person has got, plus 10 more. So he's got like gazillions of networks with bits of stuff in. There's only 2 grand there, so there's not much going on. And oh no, 2 million. Yeah, nice. Okay, so we go to Rabby.io. Okay, really simple. Download for Chrome. Obviously, if you're not on Chrome browser, you're going to have to work out which one works. Now, that's the thing. Some wallets work really well with Chrome, and some don't work with Chrome and work with Brave. People like Brave. Apparently, it has more privacy. I don't know, I'll be honest. So you need to do a bit of research if that's important to you. We're going to click Add to Chrome. Now, it's asking if you want to add it. Make sure it's the right, most important, make sure that this is the right website, okay? So I'm happy with that. We're going to add the extension. Now, it's been downloaded here. I've seen it pop down there. There it is there, adding to Chrome, getting downloaded. Okay, so we've got that in there. Now, I'm going to show you how the seed phrases come up, but there is going to be nothing in this wallet at all. In fact, if I can get rid of it, I probably will. but I think I can't once you create a wallet. All right, so I'm going to take it all the way through. So I've got this on here, bang. It says it's been added to Chrome. Now, what I like to do, when I go out and come back to this, it's not going to pop up. So if I click on this little jigsaw piece, see it as I highlight it, it says extensions, boop. I hit extensions, says Rabby wallet. I'm going to pin that. Okay, now Rabby's pinned here, can't get away. So next time I open up this window, it will be here. If it's locked, it'll be there as well. Okay, the other thing I want to do, well, in my case, most of my stuff's on pulsechain now. So the other thing that I would do under extensions, I'd have a pulsechain gas fee thing here. At the moment, the fees are so small, it's less than like 1/10 of a penny to transact. I would definitely have an Ethereum gas counter here because I move stuff across Ethereum currently because there isn't a route to go directly to pulsechain at the moment that's convenient or inexpensive for me. So I like to move it and I like to end stakes because I've still got a lot of EHEX. I like to end stakes when the gas fees are low, and I mostly see that one. It just pops up here. So on my main Chrome window that I use the most, I have that gas fee thing here. Even if I'm not doing crypto stuff, I like to just have it there because I'll see it and go, bang, it's like 1 gwei to transact. That's really low. So let's go and end that stake that's been bleeding out for the last week or two. I can't open up this window on another computer. Okay, all the information for it is in here. So if I want to set up this wallet on another computer, there's no reason you should do that. In fact, it's best to keep security to one computer. But if you wanted to do it, you would have to go down to that computer. You would open up another window. You may want to call it experimental wallet, or you may want to call it something else. It doesn't make any difference because the important thing is the 24 or the 12 security phrase you can put, the seed phrases you're going to put in. I'm going to see that in a second. So I'm going to click on next. Private keys are secured locally with sole access to you. Okay, so secured locally, exactly what I said. So it isn't on another computer. So private keys, we're going to get started. Now, these are what's called hot wallets. Okay, hot wallet is something that has basically stuff stored on the computer. So someone could access this computer, and theoretically, if they're hacking away, they knew what they were doing, they could get your seed phrases whilst it's switched on. Okay, while it's switched on, everything's going on. Now, add an address. So there's that. And then the other thing you can get is a cold wallet. This is a hot wallet. I've just got hot wallets. To be honest, the chance of me losing a cold wallet is pretty high. So I think there's less risk in having multiple hot wallets. I have most of my crypto spread out in various wallets. You've got to minimize the number of wallets, and you've got to be clear in your mind where you've stored the security for it. And I'll talk about that in just a bit. All right. So we're going to do import seed phrase, create, import private key. So we're not importing. So if I was setting this up from another wallet that I've got on another computer, I'd click there, or I'd click import the private key. You have 2 keys, public key, private key. I've got a pretty short video on this, which I'll put a link in down in the description, or just go to beginner start here on the lists, on the playlists. Okay, so you import MetaMask. You can connect to hardware wallet, so that's your Ledger, and that's your Trezor and stuff. Connect mobile wallets. Yeah, so this is other MetaMask. So we're connecting going directly from a mobile. And institutional wallets, don't know what they are. Okay, never used them. Okay, create new seed phrase. This is what we're going to do. So you set a password first. Okay, so I'm going to set a password here. Okay, so I've got my password set there. Purely a test. Okay, so because it's purely a test, and like I say, I would delete this. I am never ever going to use it. You guys can know the seed phrase. Don't make any odds. I've got nothing in here, and I'm not connecting anything to it. So create new seed phrase, and then there's security tips here. Okay, if you lose your seed phrase, your assets are lost forever. Okay, so it's really important. I'm going to make some suggestions how you might want to safeguard this. If I share my seed phrase with others, my assets will be stolen. Okay, This is not just important for you. This is important for you to tell your relations. And the fact that in the event that something happens to you, if they're completely clueless about crypto and you haven't educated them, they are going to go to someone and say, how do I get the crypto? And if it's not a trusted person that you've lined them up with, or you've educated them enough to never, ever, ever let the other person have access to the seed phrase, your assets will be lost. Okay, so I'm going to make some more videos in the future how you can safeguard your assets for you and your family. The seed phrase is only stored on my computer and Rabbi has no access to it. If I uninstall Rabbi without backing up the seed phrase, Rabbi could not retrieve it for me. So I'm now physically going to get a pen. And you millennials and Gen Zs out there, you're going to be horrified, but I'm going to get some paper and I'm going to write these phrases on the paper. So I'm going to write this down on it. Okay, and here it is. So this is what it looks like. It says, make sure no one else is watching your screen, okay, when you back up the seed phrase. So I'm going to write those down physically with a pen. Now, I write mine in a code because I don't know about you. If I saw 12 words, that they always look pretty innocuous, these seed words. If I saw 12 words written down somewhere, or someone dropped out of something, or I found it, I don't know, on the floor in a bunch of papers or blown around, I would, think, well, they look like seed phrases. And just curiously, I'd pop them in. So I write some sort of code. You can use letters instead of numbers. You can mix up the order. But it's got to be something that makes sense to you and that you, again, can speak to your loved ones and explain to them what's going on. Okay. So what I can do here says I can copy my seed phrase. So it's copied. I've saved the phrase. Now, they say that you should never, ever put it on a computer. Well, I write mine down in code and I save it in a very, very, very secure place I have on my computer. Now, why do I do this? I do it because personally, I feel the chance of me losing a piece of paper in a strong box, which I also do, is much greater than me compromising or being compromised in a high security area of my computer. And the other reason, more important, if I ever need to just leave, not that I ever expect that to happen, but if I need to just leave, then I can. And I can arrive in another country. And as long as I can get set up, I can get myself in to my computer, like a cloud place, a very secure cloud place. I can decrypt the seed phrase and I can always get hands on it. Whereas if I need to leave in a hurry, I'm not saying that I have any need for that, but I was around when the Freedom Convoy were up on the hill, and this is meant to be one of the most liberal countries in the world, and it was super fascist, which was scary. But anyway, that's another story for that. Another time, another story. Right, okay, so what have we got? Now, this is interesting. Now, this sets up a little bit differently than other addresses. Now, I don't know if you realize, but anytime you set up a wallet, and this is for the OGs as well as the Blossom and Neophytes, you actually have behind the main address, there are another 9 addresses. You can have 10 different addresses, so 10 elements to your wallet. So really, it's like having one wallet with 10 slots in, and you can put stuff in each slot. Boop, there it is there. So that is now the address for my wallet. And I guess it gives you the chance to choose which one you might be able to remember, but hardly matters. But the seed phrase is always the same. Now, so this is saying seed phrase one, number 1, and the next one will say seed phrase 1, number 2, because it's always the same seed phrase. So this could be my main pocket. And then perhaps you've got some of your crypto that you got for your children as well. It may just be a couple of $100, but you just want to see how it goes. So it could be like this, kids' money. So there you go. But remember, it's always the same seed phrase. So if your seed phrase gets compromised, all of these 10 wallets or these 10 pockets are also compromised, like dropping your wallet on the floor. The guy isn't going to just go through one wallet. It's going to go through all of them. All right. And then this could be the experimental money. All right. You get the idea. Okay. And then we go down here. That's all happy. We're going to click the done. Okay. Now we see we're back at the site there, but this is where we are. We look at this is what it actually physically looks like. So I'll click on there. Usually it'll ask me for the password, but I've already put that in. It's showing me I've got no assets. It shows me the value over time. Well, that's actually over 24 hours. You can probably change that. I'm sure you can. This is the private key here. If I want to copy that because I'm taking my money from my on-ramp, I can copy that there. Okay. And then you do it. So for those in Canada, you can get this. I think it's, where is it? Index.io. So it's actually, well, it is what it is. It's a pretty nice portaloo. It's got like a nice smelling water and everything's pretty cool. So on this one, you just sign up, click, click, click. I have got a little video where I show you buying and selling at the beginning of the process, but we're going to do that next time. This is just to show you the wallet and get going with the wallet. Okay, so again, we click on there. Now, what things do we like here? You can do a swap. People suggest never, ever doing a swap on a wallet because there is a fee there. Okay, so this is actually where they make their fees. Send, I don't think it's a massive fee. It's kind of fairly small. So if you want to send from one wallet to another, you're paying someone, or you want to leave a tip for someone or something like that, you can do that. This is receiving from different chains. So again, you see this has loads and loads of chains already in it, all the more exotic chains. And then my favorite one, here it is, here it comes. Boop, 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 boop. There it is, pulsechain. That's the baby. Okay, so receiving assets on pulsechain. So, okay, so you go there. Now, as soon as you send assets, if the asset is on Ethereum, as you send it to him, you're going to get the little logo up here. And you click on that logo, it shows you everything you have on that particular network, like I showed you before. NFTs, transactions, so that gives you good history of what we've had going on, ecosystem. It's my wife trying to get hold of me. I don't blame her. I'm going for a little longer than I expected, guys. Usually it's about 30 minutes. Okay. Right, okay, I'm being called to order by my good lady. So you can see what's going on here. The Gwei's there, 12.2. Ecosystem more. If you want to set even more exotic chains than I'm currently aware of, then you can actually add the custom network down there. So that you have to be careful with all these things. Be careful because some of those networks that you think is a real thing is actually a scam. But if you go to add a custom network, there's a chain ID, a network name, and a RPC. That will all come from the Block Explorer. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Block Explorer is, basically it's a ledger that keeps running constantly with every single transaction. You can go to you can get the chain ID and the network name from there. Normally, the website of the founder of whatever the network is will have all that information on that website. But you've got to make sure again that it's not a fake website that's been set up to catch you. All right, okay. So that is enough for now. Now you know how to start your decentralized wallet. I trust that has been of some use for you guys. All right, I'm going to shut that bit down. We're going to do a bit of stop sharing. Oh, hold on. There we go. Right, okay. Coming back to the studio. Here I am. Okay, guys. Right, I hope that has been of interest, guys. Put a comment down below. If you're just arriving for the replay, welcome, welcome. Push it down below. Good news, 2.5x up on the Monte Carlo wallet. Only 277 more X to go, I think, before I can afford a car parking space in Monte Carlo, before we can afford it, I should say. So come and join me next week, see what's going on. There's going to be more hints and tips about Monaco and Monte Carlo, because Monte Carlo, for those who don't know, is the country in which Monaco is the country in which Monte Carlo is situated. I look forward to seeing you next week at 12 Eastern time. Tell your friends and family. I will see you around next time. And stay strong, stay long. Dr. H, not yet. Dr. H.
Bitcoin dropped 75, Ethereum dropped 85, Hex dropped 95. Which one do you think is going to get up the hardest?
Thank you. Please pull forward